Ms. Saraswati Murali, a registered Mishra academician, chartered accountant, and a Sanskrit scholar as a guest for our training program. A graduate in mathematics and commerce and a postgraduate in Hindi, she is an associate member of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India and fellow chartered accountant with over 2 decades of professional and teaching experience. As a practicing chartered accountant and faculty for CA final and intermediate levels, she has authored more than a dozen books on auditing, information technology and management information systems and has mentored over 25,000 students including several national rank holders. Ms. Saraswati Murali has served as guest faculty at reputed institutions such as ICAI, ICMAI, ICSI, University of Madras, LIBA and IFMR. Deeply committed to Indian knowledge traditions, she holds an MA and PhD in Sanskrit from Sastra University, where her doctoral research focused on measurements in Kautilya's Arthasastra in the domains of public finance and governance. She has presented and published papers in national and international forums and has contributed video lectures on classical Indian mathematics and policy literature. We welcome you, ma'am.
I now kindly request Dr. Uma Maheshwari ma'am, Associate Director, to honor our guest.
Dear friends and professors, good afternoon to every one of you present here. I am very happy to present this paper before all the learned gatherings of different disciplines. Though the actual work is from Sanskrit, when Dr. Rama asked me, I was very happy to accept it. At the same time, I asked her, what will be the composition of your audience group? She said from different disciplines, madam, and also Sanskrit department people would also be present. I was extremely happy to have the connection of Sanskrit in other departments. Being a chartered accountant, I chose this topic because this topic involves not only the topic, the work Kautilya's Arthasastra. Normally, many people do not know this. In 4th standard or 5th standard, we might have studied in history one line. We didn't know what it was at that point of time. Many of us may be knowing Ashtasastra or group. When we mention Arthasastra, they ask me, are you specializing in Ashtasastra? I also thought, what this is? Because that is subject we don't discuss that. But this topic, the Arthasastra, after having chosen, I wanted to bring a connection between the present scenario with that. With respect to finance, accounts, auditing. Even being basically a BSc mathematics student, lot of astronomical things are also discussed here. So, when I was choosing this topic, big dilemma in mind, what to choose? Morning also, Dr. Balasubramanian mentioned metallurgy, separate department. I do not know from which department you are all coming. Botany, so much is discussed. In the moral side, when we see, we may not understand that. But where we go, you see, definitely an Indian knowledge system. It's very traditional. We can challenge that with a lot of examples. Suppose morning they say, I will also be saying a few things. So it is not only for the Sanskrit-based people, it is not only for governance, it is not only for different separate topic. I was to go to Pune to present a paper last week in Defense Academy. But due to some other reason, I postponed that. Defense is a separate topic, so much has been discussed. When I was discussing with one of the defense personals, he was saying, madam, we have not heard all these things. I said I am not saying all these things, they are all documented. I am not telling you from my mind. My mind is only the language what I speak. That to learn only. But otherwise everything is evidence. Nothing is without evidence. Now coming to this is the topic. Influence of Kautilya's Arthashastra on frauds and errors in accounting. All of us would know or will know accountancy comes from statistics. Statistics comes from mathematics. Maybe you are all junior to me at least a few years or whatever it is, some of you are very young. When we were doing our college in 1980s, BCom was considered to be a tough course. Because accountancy was there. It's not that, it was considered to be. Some people used to say we are not taking BCom because we do not do mathematics. Every subject is difficult, let us understand that. Tamil literature, these are all very easy. When I was learning Sanskrit, I said, if you ask me to write another CA exam, I will do it, but Sanskrit is very tough. I told Shasun, nothing is easy. Now we have taken up Tamil, being a Tamilian, I didn't have an opportunity to study that, but now again, I find it very difficult only. So no subject is easier. So with respect to accountancy, frauds and errors. Frauds and errors are also very difficult things. Can we copy the process of a professor? Of course we do it with a lot of techniques. Still, first time when we do now, we are very scared of the supervisor. Once he does not see that, it becomes a habit. We know how to do it, what to do it. When I used to teach for CS students, there used to be a standard on frauds and errors. Immediately, even before coming here, everybody is also a CA, I was discussing with him. Immediately, students of government asked me, I am telling you openly, madam, have you committed frauds? I said, what is this? You are asking me like this? But the way in which you are explaining, it was as if you are committed. I said, yes, not committed, unless we understand what it is, we are unable to commit it. You give a paper to somebody, some professor or somebody, madam, please copy this in front of 10 people. The professor's mind will hit, no, we are not supposed to do that. We have already informed the student that you are not supposed to do. So, committing frauds and errors is not easy. At the same time, when it is done, the punishments you cannot even imagine what it is. And maybe some of you would have known the name, would have read or studied also. But as Mr. Basubrahmanyam was saying, I request every one of you to at least go through the English version here and there. If you are not in professor, you will be able to at least say in the class. I am also your fraternity only. I have worked in universities and different places. So our mentality is the same. At least in front of the students, you can say, this is there. We did not become a master to say that. Mathematics, botany, zoology, so many things are there. But anyway, my focus is on this today. However, wherever possible, I will try to touch it up because I like all the subjects. I have learned maths, this, that, I have been saying, so I don't want to repeat anything. I will try to touch it upon. So now, thank you very much, madam, management, and other faculties and other participants for having given me an opportunity to take part in this faculty training program. I am very grateful to you. Thank you. So, influence of Kautilya's Arthashastra on frauds and errors in accounting, that is today's topic what we are going to discuss. This is the royal palace. I have not seen that. Maybe I don't know in my earlier births, I don't know. But with the information available in Arthashastra, this was created. Not such an imaginary one. Whatever the information here and there available in Arthashastra, on that basis this royal palace was created. In this sense, see the building construction, how it is. No engineer from BR or BTech was there, I do not know. The knowledge was already there. The qualification would not have been there. So that only it was created. This white person is the minister who always comes and daily watches everything. What is being done? Then, coming to the introduction part of this, first around 15-20 minutes I will take the introduction part, then go into the mainstream, then at the end, don't get angry, I'm afraid of me, small questions will be asked. And also will be said by the bishop. I myself will say that. We have announced the test and unannounced the test. I have announced it, the test will be done, that also will be provided. The concept of dharma. What is dharma? It is not Tamil dharma. This dharma is nothing but what is right, what is correct, what is ethical. The concept of dharma or the law of righteousness encompasses rich tradition of ethics. Why are we respected everywhere? This year Diwali was celebrated in the US by the president. Are they doing it for other countries? Not that more Indians are there, maybe one of the reasons. But another hidden reason is also our value system. In our laws, what does the grandma say? Don't do this, don't do that. They taught us the right thing in the childhood. That's what we say now in value system. Value system is the common word used now. But on those days, our grandma did not say value system. She said, you are correct. You should do only like this. So when the right of spirit asked when we were 4 or 5 years old child, we just took it. And today we feel if every one of us for a matter, whether we are with them or not, we remember them for something or the other. While cooking, while praying God, while going here, she said like God. So what is right was taught to us. That's what rich traditions of ethics, Indian heritage philosophy. This heritage philosophy I need not tell you. It is a formality that I have to mention, that's all. Inclusive of Vedas, Upanishads, Itihasas, Puranas, Mahapuranas. So Indian heritage philosophy has shaped the spiritual and intellectual concepts for thousands of years, governing all aspects of life. What is this all aspects? Not only the 4 stages what is discussed. It is like our existence, our friendship with others, how to behave with the teacher. With the teacher, we cannot be irrespective of age or matter. So everything is covered in life. Normally life means we say now like 4 stages. That brahmacharya, family life, this life, that is not that. It is in every aspect, even to keep our mental and physical health fit. Physical health is important. At the same time, mental health, how it is important. We are falling sick. One day in the class, all students are very happy in our teaching. We do not know what happened to our hand. Morning we had a hand pain. That's what we were thinking. Now, after coming to the college, after discussing all these things, we come by psychologically we keep ourselves fit. So, that is covered everything, governing all aspects of life. Variously interpreted as duty, morality, and social responsibility. I was discussing with one of the participants here, whether you are doing this very nicely. She said it is our duty. Duty is correct, but the duty also should be done with happiness. How many times we go to bank, we give the challan, you might not have known all those things because you are in the era of computers, online banking. We go to the bank, give our money, we are going to draw. Many occasions, I was a banker, so I have the privilege to say the negative things also. No one can say why did he say that. I was working for Bank of Maharashtra in Pune. So, how many times the clerk or the officer, she does not even bother to see who you are, your money or your standing simply. That she is also doing the duty, he is also doing the duty, but is it with full involvement? So, variously interpreted as duty, morality and social responsibility. Whether we are friends or enemies, socially we are bound by something. Somebody is falling sick here. That person was my enemy when I was in 3rd standard. Suddenly I am seeing her, oh, you are the girl. Yeah, now you are also a lady, now you are falling sick. I don't know, that day you did not give me pencil, so I will not touch you. Now you are falling down. it is central to Indian beliefs. That's why we are all respected everywhere. All of you have gone abroad, will be going or would have gone. My name was not properly pronounced in many places. So my name is Indian. I don't eat outside, so whenever I take coffee or something, when I say my name, they find it very difficult. They call it certain place are Indians and they say Indian. No, you are having Hindi. So something, we may be of any religion. We may be of other religions as well. Not that you have to be Hindu or Jain or, but our culture, everything is for the country, not for the religion alone. Dharma is central to Indian ethics. Indian heritage philosophy inspires and guides seekers of truth around the world. It is not for Chennai or Takshashila or any place, it is for around the world. One thing we have to appreciate, friends, that throughout that work, nowhere no God is mentioned. No God, except 3 or 4 very generic. We may be thinking, oh, these are all God's work. Because we might not have heard those names, like old names, and no religion, no caste. Though he mentions that 4 varnas, but he does not specifically say what it is. So it is for every one of us, that's why it says around the world. Now coming to the next part of the discussion, Dharma Shastra, the science of Shastra of Dharma is Dharma Shastra. I did not say that formally the Shastra is the word referred to everything. Like a manual, rules and regulations, whatever name you give. So, a branch of Indian heritage literature, it is consisting of many. The Shastra is one of them. In that is we have Dharma Shastra, Natya Shastra, Ayurveda Shastra, so many things are there. Comprises a variety of treatises on duties and ethics. Dharma Shastra literature is vast. Aspects of Dharma are placed in Vedas, Puranas, Itihasas. Even Jainism has separate 3 big Puranas: Padma Purana, Mahapurana, Harivansha Purana. So again here we can see, it is not belonging to the other Hinduism type or anything. It is covering all aspects of that. There is dedicated discussion of Dharma in Smritis. Lot of Smritis are there. All of you know that. If you want to name, we can mention as well. Or text that codify. Remember tacit knowledge. I can't ask the chemistry professor or physics professor, matter practical, how should I do this? How much ML I should take this? That is documented. We even nowadays, I don't know how the labs are. Earlier when we are doing, they used to give one small paper, you get this much quantity, you take this much, you verify. But that is not tacit knowledge. This tacit knowledge is what one person experiences. What it comes to the intuition. So, we cannot ask for documentation here. With the tacit knowledge, what did your grandma say? Have you documented when you are in first Sunday? Don't sit on the steps. Have you documented? Why are we not supposed to sit? We did ask, we did sit. So, that is the knowledge which has been coming. So, codified, remember tacit knowledge like Yajnavalkya Smriti and Manusmriti. Of course, Manusmriti is considered to be one of the oldest one, but some evidences say that even earlier to that, 1 or 2 are existing of Gautama and other things, but the evidences are very less for that. So, that is what this one is. Niti Shastra. Why I am reading like this is, this Kautilya Shastra generally classified under Dharma Shastra. But Niti is also a separate topic. I gave a lecture for law students, only one topic. Out of 15 books, it is called a book. Out of 15 books, 1 book is specifically for judges and lawyers. It was well received because not that we present it well. It is there in the book. They are able to observe with proper evidence and they are giving examples as well. So, the umbrella of Dharma in the sense of ethics is wide enough to encompass the principles governing both the individual and the state. If it is for, see, what your grandma said, what your teacher said is for individual. What teacher said maybe for the general, but what grandma said is not for general. It is for us. It is for individual. Whereas what is happening in the college, it is not for only individual, it is for the common thing. So, the umbrella of Dharma in the sense of ethics is wide enough to encompass the principles governing both individuals and the state. Niti Shastra is used far later. Why? Definitely in the environment we want a Niti. Whether I right or wrong is a separate one. I may be doing lot of wrong things. But I am following the rules and regulations, nobody will ask me what it is. That's what is happening in other countries. That's what they say in many places, US and UK, stayed for a very long time. Where they say, whatever your personal life, we are not bothered. But are you following all the rules and regulations? So, Niti Shastra is used for the later because Niti means policy or political ethics, not individual ethics, political ethics. Examples of Niti Shastra are Vidura Niti, Shukra Niti. And Sir was saying how Vidura was fought. Of course, many of you or all of you may be knowing about it. So, from the birth itself, that is inculcated in our mind. Even for other children, we do the same thing. What other parents did for us. We will maybe be very little liberal because we cannot be organistic because of the passage of time. Otherwise, we are also generally telling them only to do correct things. But any mother tells the child, you go and grab this, you go and see this, no mother does that. So, examples of Niti Shastra are Vidura Niti and Shukra Niti. Niti Shastra can be bifurcated into Danda Niti, which is about the administration of justice, and Raja Niti with advice for the king. The first book, little after academics are talking about the concept called the book. The first book is talking about how the king should be. Actually, we say no, next birth, we don't say like that. Maybe we should be that I have to be a king. We will know when we become king what the difficulties are. It is always evergreen on the other side. We may think only when we hear the other person, we will know I am far better, I am not coming here. And the training what is given, our children at home, LKG, UKG, they are very much drilled nowadays. But when we were young, it was not like that. But now, after reading this, I felt every child in every house is very blessed. This kings and princes training, very, very difficult. The timetable is given no time for them to do whatever. Only a small slot is given. At that time, sir, the king has to do what he wants to do. Otherwise, a strict timetable training. Danda, which is about administration of justice, and Raja with advice for the king. Traditionally, the rulers had the benefit of advice from the wise. Even we have in all colleges, council meetings, management committee meetings, but principal or the head of the department or head of the person can take the decision. No, it has to be a combined decision. Collective decision. There is a topic decision making. Some of the arts faculty people may be knowing decision making. How it has to be decided, whether individually or in a group, programmed decision, non-programmed decision. All those things are covered here. The ruler had the benefit of advice from the wise. Codification of these counsel are seen in the Kachi Sarga of Ramayana, where Rama is asking Bharata, I think you have done this, I think you have done that, where Rama sweetly instructs Bharata, and also in a series of chapters on Rajadharma in Shanti Parva. The Shanti Parva is also one of the good things. The people generally, everyone can read that to understand how everything has to be in Mahabharata. Just a small variation where Rama and Bharata, Rama is advising and asking Bharata, have you done it? Even Commerce Faculties or the Department of Commerce, if they are here, you will be able to appreciate the auditing is not like that. Auditing is not a new concept, fraud is not a new concept. Where Rama asks Bharata, have you counted and verified the kosha? Kosha means treasure. So, this is that the small one I incorporated. Next one. Finance focus. It is called the science of politics by Kautilya. His focus is on the augmenting and safeguarding of the treasury. Financial management, many of you may be studying. This is not only collecting finance, how to manage that, how to use it, utilization of funds. We have a good Tirupura also on that, which I will come to that later. Even sometimes we see people, those who earn more than us, they are not happy. Our salary is X thousands. Somebody's salary is X plus 5,000. Somebody's salary is X minus 5,000. We are happy because we are managing the wealth what we have. If your wastage is reduced, your income will be there. So how to distribute that also is a matter of importance. His focus is on the augmenting, that is incrementing, supporting and safeguarding of the treasury, which is displayed as the ornament for the earth. We love ornaments. Sometimes even the joke comes from without ornament I am seeming to be very afraid of. When I see myself in the photo, I am very afraid of myself. With all these ornaments, we feel okay. So that is it is exact sentence as the ornament for the earth. Everything else, including the army, comes from the treasury. When the treasury is good one way, everything is possible. We have seen in our relative circles, whoever is rich, seeming to be rich. Of course, actually people will say all Maya. Maybe Maya, today we want money. Still, whoever is, many of our relatives who were very poor, today have come to a higher post. Every person was behind him. When he came and asked for the SSLC fees, no relative helped. So, if money is there, everything will automatically come. Okay, these are all philosophical. Still, the general meaning, when our treasury is very good, even the enemies will become our friends. They will not fight with us. So, everything else, including the army, comes from the treasury. When one has an army, even the enemy becomes concerned. When one has an army, even the enemy becomes ready. If you have army is supposed to be a good wealth. So when you have a good army, the enemy also becomes a friendly person. Now, Arthashastra, a subsequent and elaborate example of codification, because in Shastra other things are also codified, relevant to finance and administration, is Arthashastra by Kautilya, also known as Chanakya and Vishnugupta. Chanakya's Arthashastra, we say Vishnugupta. Even this Kautilya and Chanakya are not the name people, mostly they say Chanakya. We South India, we use Kautilya. One of the committees, whatever it was, he belongs to Kautilya Putra. Even one more discussion was there, but no much evidence for that. Whether he belongs to which religion also was discussed. Then the commentator says, why do we bother about all the religion? We are bothered only about the content what he says. So, then it is resurfaced. It was not identified for a very long time after the millennium of letters in the beginning of 20th century. In 1950s, 1960s only, it became very popular. They identified all the manuscripts. One of the places, Mysore. There, Shasun, he did a lot of work on that. When I was reading that, I was able to read the discipline of Shasun. I was very, very happy as if I had seen. Of course, Shasun's work was a summary work. See, when nothing is there, something is very good. Small example, friends. Computers, some of you may be doing computers. No, so many languages are there. Java, this, that. But the basic and COBOL, when they were identified, they had to be really appreciated. Nothing was there, just a paper was given already, basic programming. So now the precedents have been there. So I think Shasun says work with those manuscripts, very remarkable. So ever since, it has been the science show, especially of professionals, given its focus on statecraft, economic policy and military sector. Its author, a scholar from the Rakshashila Education Hub, was the Prime Minister of Chandragupta Maurya around 2500 years ago. As the topic is frauds and errors, I am not getting into the birth of this person and the lineage, but anyway he was in the ministry. Now coming to the economics, as well as Arthashastra means economics, generic meaning. Artha means with wealth, material well-being, finance. So it is in this sense that one comes across Kumbhakarna speaking his mind to Ravana, his brother. In Valmiki Ramayana Yuddhakanda it is mentioned, cautioning the king not to pay heed to the counsel of those ignorant in the knowledge of Arthashastra. In our house also, 3 sons are there. One son is not interested in all these things. The parents say, don't discuss with him, he does not understand what it is. Whereas you call one son and ask him what to do, not that you are so attached to him, you are attached to everyone the same manner. But we respect that knowledge and language. So whoever is having importance in Arthashastra, Arjuna was a person like that. Not only in that his field alone, maybe the administration, finance. So, friends, whatever we speak, let us all accept whether you maths, physics, chemistry, biology, everything is important. Chemistry is very, very important, no doubt. Medicine, maximum importance, no doubt. But apart from everything, teaching is very, very important. Who taught you ABCD, or you are everything. But more than everything, finance is very important. We are not maybe so God-fearing people. No, I will not do this. I will starve. I will die. Is anyone of us is prepared for that? So finance. Similarly, in Mahabharata Shanti Karma, Arjuna is described as being proficient in Arthashastra. This Arthashastra is not Kautilya's general word related to finance. That's why even before Arthashastra period, there is a Kautilya period, the word Arthashastra is used. There are Purusharthas, Sukhasya Moolam Dharmaha, Dharmasya Moolam Arthaha, Arthasya Moolam Rajyam. Maslow's hierarchy we have. Minimum things we want, food, shelter, then the next level, then only goes to all those other things. Whether it is important or not. For even government says now, for every one of you, the minimum thing is given, minimum ration. So the root, Sukha, first we have to be happy. When can we be happy? Only when we have the minimum things. I don't want every house having 10 rooms and all. At least I want 2 room or 1 room set to live in. Root of happiness is dharma. Root of dharma is artha. When I am sitting on the road as a beggar, I will not be understanding what you people say. I want only 10 rupees or 20 rupees per child. So, root of dharma, when I want to be loyal, when I want to be relevant, sometimes friends, we see people lying. First we feel it is wrong. Okay. But when we go into the depth of that only, we will know why he speaks like that. Normally when I teach computer security and other people, frauds, computer frauds, that person only is committing fraud. I am not supporting anyone. Anybody's bank balance going down means no one, I cannot comment everyone. But that man, leave out the computer fraud. Maybe the child was 5 years old. It was hungry. The mother was not able to give anything. It goes and takes an orange from a fruit cart. Nobody is saying anything. So the child thinks, oh, whenever I want something, I can do like this. It does not know what policies, what rights. So, only when I have all the things for me, I think minimum, not that I have to be very rich. Then only I can think of the other things. I can follow dharma, I can do this, I can do. Very rarely we can find people who are really poverty in the sense, in the normal sense. Still they are very going in the very radius path. That may be very less percentage, 0.001%. Root of dharma is artha. Root of artha is right governance. Administration. What is the meaning of governance? Administration. When everything gets on, when we don't put a helmet, the police fellow is catching. Okay, suppose there is no rule. I am not having helmet. He is catching hold of me. I say there is no rule. My mind does not think that, oh, that even if the rule is not there, I have to put. Some of us may be doing, I have been doing it from day one of my driving. But everyone does not do that. Only the police are is because rules and regulations are there, only controls will come. Only when controls are there, security will come. So why I am bringing this in here is, we are going to discuss about frauds and errors. When controls are there, frauds can be reduced. We cannot eliminate it. All of you are the professors. Can you all be challenged in my class? No one has complete. I don't think it's really that. Maybe we think like that. And the person, we don't know how that person. Sometimes we also see it when we leave it. Okay, let that child or let the person grow. And so, root of artha is right governance, administration. When you want good administration, you should have rules and regulations. Rules and regulations are nothing but manual. That is what Shastra is. Now the next part of the discussion is Artha eva pradhanati kautilya. That is, he says it is very, very important. Material well-being alone is supreme. Artha muloki dharma kama vidhi. spiritual good and sensual pleasures depend on material well-being. Even today, there was a talk mentioned similar to that. When he was talking about intercourse, childbirth and all, he was making a mention when the parents are very poor, when the parents are not, so that may even affect the next generation. Quite true. So, the last one, it depends on material well-being. Quite true, friends, not always true. That also let us see that. Material well-being, spiritual good, sensual pleasure. The first required thing is material well-being. Then only you can think of God. Honestly, let us agree, let us concur, when we have college at 8 a.m., suppose that day is some important festival, your presence is very, very required. 7:50, will you be at home or will you be here? I was here only. You will be wherever you are. I used to say, God does not come and ask me in front of me, madam, that is the puja. But students will be asking me, madam, where are you going? We are all waiting for you. So, spiritual good is good only. But when is it possible? We are all doing because at least to some extent we are all there. So, actually, I remember on seeing that last person sitting during Quran that your masjid, that is a Muharram, no, not Ramzan period. In my class, many of the students used to be there. I used to tell them, at 6 o'clock I will break, you go and do your prayer and come. No, madam, I will do it at 6:15. I said, you will do it at 6:15, but according to your rules, you have to do it at that particular time. You go, no, this decision table is very important. So, see that how it comes. Though everything, we even sacrifice ourselves to that extent our mind will be. But when something is waiting, we cannot really follow into the demand and this is very precious. Kautiya's Arthasastra treatise called Arthasastra it is having more than 5,000 Sanskrit slokas, but it is only an estimation, friends. But when I counted, some people they say 6,000 also. But the difference is not because of any error or fraud. It is because of the things being counted. Sometimes they take the comma as one sentence in the beginning. Then this has another. Another person has taken the full thing to be one sentence. So that is the reason. So there is my small variation. I will also use 6,000 in another place. So when you come across 5,000 or 6,000, you should not take that as a discrepancy. No discrepancy that Mother Deva we say because of different interpretations. Long and short, some are very long, some are very short. The form of both letters, prose or sutra and poetic verses or slokas. At the end of every chapter, there used to be a sloka. Either 1 or 2, 3, which would be in common. You need not even read the para. If you read this, you will know. Just like non-detail we used to study, while going in the bus only, one person will be telling us the story in our regional language. We will go and translate it into English. They did not study Bhagavad properly. Who taught us? In the bus. 10 minutes, one person will read. But still we do it there. What we did, we don't know. We also passed the paper, something like that. So, what I mean to say is, certain things, if you are reading the full, last 3 things you read, you will understand. Oh, what is that? Just like a summary or glossary, something like that. The treatise is organized in 180 sections with the title like Topic of Council, Rules for the Envoy, Settlement of Countryside, Construction of Fort, How to Construct a Fort. I was in a paper in architecture area. There was surprised. Madam, what is this? I said, I am not doing anything. It is a translation of this Sanskrit word. Of course, now these people are doing it very, very nicely, no doubt about it. What we want to say is, those days it existed. We are saying only that it existed. We didn't say it was supreme, this, that, it was there. Not that today only we identified or we have invented all these things. Maybe we identified, but we did not invent now. They were all there. Settlement of the countryside, construction of fort, the setting up of revenue by the administrator, and the topic of accounts in the records and audit office. The sections are further grouped into 150 chapters, which in turn form The 15 books of Arthashastra. If anyone of the persons in your family studying law or costing or finance, kindly tell them to read the English version, only 2 or 3 chapters for their understanding. They will feel happy about it. Even college students are the matter. You can give a small assignment. English version is available. They need not know Sanskrit for this. Sanskrit is known means better understanding. Even without Sanskrit, English we understand what it is. So this is how the classification of Arthashastra goes. So 15 books, 150 chapters, 180 sections, 6,000 slokas. That I said 5,000. The 1,000 is the difference between the comma and the way of interpretation. That no one has changed. These two numbers are available. Again the same thing. Easy and last one I wanted to highlight. Easy to learn, understand, precise in doctrine. Lot of Sanskrit PhDs are here. Let us respect them. That much Sanskrit knowledge is also not required to read. Little Sanskrit knowledge. Who has crossed like 4 stages in the Sanskrit Bharati exam or some Chitur exam? That's enough for them to understand, not in depth. Kindly don't come and ask me whether you only said 4 exams over. Now I am not able to understand. Gentle, that is, my reading point is easy. It is not very tough like Vedas, not like that. Main things dance. As you have in mathematics, calculus, trigonometry, modeling, astronomy, or in physics, something like whatever the topics are, biology. Here also, each topic is called one book. This does not mean one single book like this. It is the one that is divided and the division is called a book. We cannot go and ask rather stationery shop, give me third book. He will not give you. The name is, no, Sanskrit people are very knowing it, just because it is a combination, I just make a mention of that. Vinayadikadikam concerning training. How the teachers have to be, how the student has to be, how the kings have to be, how the king's teachers have to be, how the ministers have to be. I am not a politician, still we hear news only. Certain places my classmate is also a minister. He was in the same class in 5th standard. And how much he studied that I don't want to say here. Then I was knowing that boy. Minister. Talking about advantage, no advantage. Even when you wanted a Western officer's signature, his quality, no. We are living in the 5th house of the door. He said, instead of 500, you collect 200. The 300 rupees concession we got. When we went for signation. But this minister's qualification, it is very, very tough to become a minister. Tough to become a minister, but at the same time you are given a lot of privileges. You have an autonomy for everything. And this is an autonomous college, madam. Going to. I will very proudly say that I am from the Avinash Lingam Home Science College, which is Deep University, first autonomous college in Madras University. First college. 5 colleges were made. The first one was this Avinash. First year autonomous. So much autonomy is given. Autonomy is given does not mean that you can change the question paper. You can keep 1st and results to BSc per year. A lot of rules and regulations are there. So the ministers are given everything. Autonomy, punishments are very severe. Just 1 or 2 I will mention, friends. Something is being done like clothing. If wrongly done, this finger is gone. Now even if the salary is gone, you cannot go and ask anything. They say you should have seen and taken it. Washerman, about washerman is a separate chapter. How much can he charge, how he has to iron, when he has to return. These are unimaginable, friends. When we read the prima facie, we may not know. But when we go into the depth of this, it's really very, very nice that it has been mentioned. Whether true or false or not, I do not know. Whatever was there, I said. But it was there, at least written by somebody. So we will so surprised everything. Activity of HR department. Kindly let us not think that past department has existed only 30 years back, 40 years back, 100 years back. Those days, shipping, metallurgy, forest, textile, for wine and alcohol separate department, separate ministry type. Lot means lot, it's a big one. And it is being the CNAG, that is Controller and Auditor General of India, 1960. After 60 only it was born. But similar thing was there 2000 years back itself. Being a CA student and CA professor, I was reading that and it was people were so surprised. Madam, how are you able to give? I said, these are all available in today's Casting Institute syllabus, CA Institute, which were all born only after 1947. After independence only they were all born. Maybe based on British law, we say, but where did they get British law people? From here only. Here only went now many coming back. Not that they framed, because evidences are available. I am not supporting anyone. But evidences are available for this. Concerning judges. No partiality, no favoritism. If favoritism is done to anybody, if it is identified later, 30% will be released. This judge has to compensate for the entire thing. If that is so, then any judge do that. Today the judgment comes in my favor if I am rich. I don't know. You have to come on, not at all. Just instead of taking A, B as example, let me take myself as example, whether poor or rich or poverty. Suppression of criminals. Reduce the criminals. How? Give them a good salary. When you give good salary, the mind, psychology is also, see, when you sit in psychological forum, psychology, some students will say, we will feel that is the most important thing in the world. This maths, physics, chemistry, calculator, all these things are gone. Money also is not important, psychology is more important. So, when we are, okay, suppression of criminals. Content, you identify who the culprits are. What was the cause for that? He made a mistake, I agree. What was the cause for that? Which made him to make that? First to find it out. Now administration they say no poverty, so remove the poverty, eliminate the poverty. Of course that is true. It's not giving all three things. Free willies don't give. But if you find out the source and identify and remove it, secret conduct. Even in all places we have, beyond in high level officers, above some officer, above them some officers, they will have a spy. And the spy will not come with a tag like this spy. He will be one among us. In fact, he will be more truthful, more honest. And he will think he also have to be like he is very honest. But he has come here as a spy to identify what these things are. So, secret conduct, circle of case, how the king has to be, they used to have mandala, that nowadays we say zone or something like that. So, mandala yoni, short punyam, 6 measures of foreign policy. This foreign policy is similar to passport, visa and other things, but that word, foreign, was meaning the state or not even a state, area, province. One province to another province is considered to be a foreign. That was a term 2000 years back, friends. How the terminology was used, only the meaning we were identified. What are the policies to have the zones? Then circle of these 6 measures of foreign policy concerning calamities. Corona, we say today, he had mentioned that itself 2000 years back. He didn't mention the word corona, but he had mentioned anything which comes as bacterial infection. Similar to corona only, virus, bacteria, whatever you call it, cholera. He mentioned cholera. The word cholera itself is there. Corona was not exactly there, was not evident. Maybe you would have made it, but it was not evident. But at that time, what should be done? Enough ration, enough water, enough people safety, enough doctors. So next one is activity of king about too much, whether to go and have the fight or let us do it now, or without informing them we will go and attack. Then you will say, no, had we known we would have planned. Had we known only, you are not knowing. Without your knowledge they will come and attack. So they are concerning war. Okay. Policy towards allies, that is Sangha concerning weaker king, means of taking a fort, how to take a fort. Fort is considered to be very important. When they capture the fort, that means they have captured the entire area. Not that they have come each locality to capture. The fort is coordinates and their king is one. Means of taking a fort, concerning secret practices. With the secret practices, they used to kill anybody for the matter, except the king, including ministers. So that's what is discussed. Then the record of science is also is nothing but a glossary type when you teach sometimes to the students hard words alone you give as a simple meaning. Like that, the last topic, record of science, started with D. Now, it is profound source of ancient wisdom. It offers us the potential for learning the roots of current professional thinking. Continuous works and influence on various fields like audit, finance, law, and administration. Of course, self-explanatory. He is the person who is verifying the records. He is doing it. These are all generated only, but the data I give, how I want that to be. It has to be a separate person. He should be surrounded with books because it's all coming in the text. So when he gave that, then the system gave this photo to me. The first verse in chapter 7, there are different chapters. In chapter 7, book 2, advises that the record book should be kept in a place different from the place where other activities are held. Being a college, I will give you an example. Exam is over, answer sheets are available. Now I do not know because of economy and other things. Those days, when we were maybe one, I don't think anyone of you very here in my group, immediately 5 o'clock exam over, which 5 days policeman used to be standing also. 5 days or 6, whatever it is. That day itself, the papers have to leave this college, leave the school. Nowadays, everything is changed. The procedure, maybe the securities are different as well. So, there should not be kept in the same place. Suppose this is the place of manufacture, record should not be kept in here because that person may alter the record. Let the records be in a different place. I have come to the point totally. Now, only frauds and errors will be discussed. The book should contain the details of the number of activities involved. Casting faculties or casting students will know. In casting, we cover manufacturing, raw material, labor, overhead, fixed charges. So these are all not new terms after independence. CA Institute was born after independence, but these things were there already. Except translation word is available. The translation also not anybody has done it now. These are all original Sanskrit words, which gave the meaning of inspection, record, days, accounting. These books should contain the details of number of activities involved, total income of the departments. Each department, I said, a lot of departments are there, around 30-40 departments are there. Each department's income, shipping department income, ferry used to be there. People goes out across the foreign countries, that is the state thing. They have to pay the should credit the fees. So everything should be. These are all revenue to the government. Total income of the departments increase or decrease in the use of raw material. We are conducting the exam. 200 answer sheets are in our hand. Only 10 students are sitting. Can you go and tell them 200 sheets are exhausted? Each one has going to use only 5 sheets. That is the balance 150. You are handing it over. Maybe the procedure in CA exams, I was a supervisor. We have to do number of sheets. This one will use 10 sheets. This one will use 8 sheets. Then the balance, just like those days back, even if 1 rupee, no, we all suffered. Not that we didn't suffer, madam. We suffered. Now we are standing like this. But all, some of you may be having a lot of work. Let us respect that. At the same time, many people are also having different, difficult work. That's what my highlighting is. So that we see that increase or decrease in the use of raw material. If you use more raw material, if you use less raw material, don't think you are appreciated. The quality of the product may be deteriorated. But if it is more than that, lot of penalty. In local language, they say one person will die, paying penalty itself to that extent, penalty goes. Quantity, weight, measure, height, what is height? The milk, oil. Seem to be similar, but you would have reduced 1 mm or 2 mm. It is like petrol bunk. 2 liters of petrol. He gives me 1.9 like all the examples in on it. 1.9, I'm not going to ask you anything. What madam seemed to be very good only, but she's asking for this. I did not ask you, madam. All 1.1 to the other end of the day, he is added up with 3 liters of petrol extra 300 rupees. So, little minimum also, let us not appreciate God. Why? Because there are also errors and frauds can arise. Frauds will arise, friends, but first errors will arise. One day, without my knowledge, I did a mistake. Nobody identified. It was an advantage to me. The next day morning, I identified, oh, this is an advantage. Let me continue this. So, there are 10 different error and fraud. Without intention, error. With the intention, fraud. Both are same effectively. Real cases are that. Let's one of the banks, and I was my job started at a very early stage of my life. So maybe different examples. That one person comes, she gives money. I don't remember. The customer comes and gives money. That day's account was closed. So the lady, what she did, she put it in the purse, thinking that tomorrow morning I will come and account. Very nice person, that clerk, no doubt about it. I think sleepy friends, maybe post lunch session. So tomorrow morning I will account. That's what the lady thought, genuine thought. But what happens in the work hurry? Tomorrow morning she forgets. Nothing wrong as a human being. The work hurry, she comes to your principal class, manager class, coordinator class, you keep running. This work gets skipped. After a week, she brings in anger, there is some extra money. Real thing, this one, not imaginary example. She thinks I didn't tell anyone. No one knows that the customer came because it was after office hours. No one saw the customer also. The customer is unprepared. He is not literate. Let me take this money. First started as an error. Then only got converted into fraud. So the fraud is not born as at 1 minute. It is not born as at a minute. It is having a lot of old stories behind. So connection with that's one vessel. Raw material expenses, wages, height, depth, and the content in connection with the jewels. Jewels also, those days they were not counting in this. They might have, but they evidenced from others. They used to put it in a vessel. So then they count. In Tirupati, they used to say like that. They have a general type, something we do, this many coins. Then some count will be there. So if you put it in this one, 20 coins are possible or 20 coins are possible. If I use some hash space, I can put 18 only. I will put 18 and I say that it is having 20. You may not exactly count it. So there are 2 coins, nowadays gold which you will not even imagine how much you need to our target. So that is for the last one. Connection with the jewels. Next point. The year, your accounting year, your calendar year, your college year, when you are doing it was June to May, something like that. Now some schools are January to December. And our financial accounting year is April to March. Those days, it was Ashada month. 4th month of Tamil calendar. Ashada. It is at that one, Adi. Chitra Vegasi Adi. Ashada. Ada. Then that middle character of Sloka. So, 354 days and the night. Why this night is included? When financial year he says, he doesn't say night to day. But here night and day, you are still thinking, why is this specific verse now? This is the original text. Then only we could interpret it. the work used to go up to night. Just now these ATM cases, some of your people may be employed in bank also. When we were working in bank manually, last 31st March used to be a holiday. After this computerization, first April is a holiday. Because the job goes a little early. In the midnight, that is called AM of the next day. So they are included at night. Year of work according to calculator. 2.7.6. 2 is the book number, 7 is the chapter number, 6 is the verse number or slogan. This is similar to a uniform financial year what is allotted for financial statements by all revenue departments. Income tax returns are generally for 12-month period, April to March. Which are now in the Ashara month, many of you may be knowing, Sanskrit people will definitely be knowing more than what I know. That Adhimasa. Why does it come? That is not intercalculate, tell you the word will come, maybe consider later. But really it should be on the full moon day of Ashara, and a separate statement provided for the intercalary month. Extra. It is not extra 30 days month. It is extra 29 days or 30 days will be in that month, but it comes normally once in 3 years. To match the season and also to match our English calendar year. Sometimes in the Tarpanam and all, they do it twice in that particular period because the Tithi comes 2 times. It doesn't happen every year. So in that year, 13 days statement will not, 13 months statement will not be provided. 12 months statement separately, this 1 month statement separately. We may think friends all together, same only. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5 is, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5 same. But when you do it separately, 3 here, 2 here, from 3 I will take this, 2 I will take something, this something and something will become something for me. So even clothing will not reduce any errors and flaws. It has to be separate. So, and the separate statement may be provided for intercalary month. The account should come in the Ashara full moon day. What is this? Full moon day is closing. Full moon day itself it has to come. How is it possible? What they say is the grace period is provided, it comes in the community, not in the original. Grace period is given, but it is not handwritten one. If I say you come after 1 week, exactly after 1, just like our seminars and other things for the students, not professors. Tomorrow, madam, if she comes, if she says, then we will listen. She has not given us the date. So, till she gives the date, these girls and others are taking liberty to postpone. So, when something is said, we may take the liberty, let us not mention anything. It should be done on that day. Then, maybe errors will be lesser. When we don't do it immediately, errors will be lesser. But human errors are always accepted. That is not discussed here. This is nothing but the errors which are purposely committed. Knowingly I am committing it, it becomes fraud only. But anyway, the definition goes with error first. The account should come in Ashara full moon day. The officer should bring these accounts in a sealed account and books and balances in a sealed. 2 people will come. One from factory, one from accounts department. And both of them will have a separate record. And they will come here. They are not supposed to talk with one another. He comes from here, he comes from there. They are not supposed to, even actions are not allowed. They should keep it here, the sealed containers. Then the next man will open the sealed containers. Both should tally. If not tallied, then only the investigation is started. Everyone is having a fear. I am very proud that I am working in the government of this period. At the same time, if anything goes wrong, my head is gone. Even God may forgive us, but these people will not forgive us. So that extent it goes. See the next point. The high officers should not render the accounts by concealing any facts. If you conceal anything, gone. The account should be complete in accordance with the activity without the contradiction. I gave you an example. One person comes from here, one person comes from here. There should not be any contradiction. So what is the meaning? Each one of you should do your work with due care. Separate vigilance is not required. You yourself are vigilant for what you do. The officer should check the accounts for each day, each group of fortnight, month, 4 months and a year. Friends, daily you are going to check out the practical, maybe chemistry lab or physics lab. Daily if you check, that day work is gone, the student is also perfect. You tell them once in a month I will do. They will do it when 30th previous night. 1 to 30th work. 31st given to madam. Work would have happened. But how about the quality? Quality also maybe you will not know much what happened. Sorry to say, they are all in the same group. Exam was going on in Iowa college. Students were sitting in my class. It was 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock they had the exam. I said, you are not going, no. Answer which subject? I was astronomy subject. Don't know madam, we are going my last my friend. So we are all good students, please. Then one of the projects, have you copied? Then tomorrow you have to submit. Have you prepared? No madam, I will copy it. Oh, tonight you will copy. I am also when I speak with them, I am also one of them only. So, for tonight you will copy. I will not copy madam, I take a photocopy. Photocopy I have started along with that. Now for the 20 years. Will the teacher not identify? She will identify, he will identify, but I will change the order. This is a brother, thank God you are not coming to our class. I said, thank God they are not auditors. The auditor's outlook is always to find fault and agree, no doubt. See the students. So, when you give time only all these things happen. Somebody was saying grandfather was a poet and immediately he used to say poems. On hearing that I was very, very happy. Speaking himself is very difficult for us. Making poems, composing poems instantaneously. Even if you give me 1 year also, the poem may not come to me. But instantaneously, see the expertise is involved. Something is done immediately, else or else will be result. But we cannot implement in our class. But I am just telling you, our class let them study, let them write the exam, let them come like that. We have come to the level. So, but the account should be complete in accordance with the activity without contradiction. The officer should check the accounts for each day. Group is a very important one in every forum wherever we speak. We highlight that first, these 2 points already because it's very relevant even for today. In banks, nowadays only it is digital signature, these things, everything. Every Friday a statement has to go from your branch to the regional office. I worked both in branch and also in head office. I was in Bank of Maharashtra, Pune head office. So the statements used to come, but let me share with you the important information. All the statements used to come in color. 2000 branches, 2000 colors. Is it possible for anyone to open all the 2000 colors? Before that, next Friday will come. Okay, keep all the 2000 colors here. One day I am hungry, one day she is hungry, okay, one Wednesday, Friday, next 2000. Then I went for inspection and asked, why are we doing it? We do not know what they are doing it in the regional office. It is a circular which says we have to send. So, if you do like this, errors can also not be identified. Fraud can also simply clinical work. Arthasastra says, don't give more work. Quality will deteriorate. Give only the required work, let them do it with high quality. So the next point goes. What are the things we have to identify? Revenue estimate. Friends, question has to be answered by the participants. Accrued revenue, outstanding revenue, others calculate now, our arrears will come. Salary was held on that day, some pay revision came, then I will get this much. I got this much, she also joined on the same day, but she has got more. It also happened in back of Baroda. I was my employee. My friend was saying something that I have got arrears of 5 lakh. 5 lakh is a good amount, or 20. Another person also said 5 lakh. But he was getting 5 lakh 20,000. They not saved it. How come they started reading their head? Then I told this lady, I was very friendly with them. You write a letter. Then only it was identified that the Commerce Department maybe only has also 273 written as 237. Transposition error. they will calculate only once. We will calculate many times in our government. Outstanding revenue. What is this outstanding? Fine is given, not yet paid. Yet to come. Because that person has gone on leave. Next is income and expenditure, general income and expenditure and balance. Place means which place? They have zones, provinces. Which zone? See, one zone's income cannot be clubbed with another. How many of us fight? That means not exactly the pronoun has or case study has. Proper citizen. Our state has a bigger amount. Your state has a lesser amount. But you are also given the same benefit. We fight or not, we don't fight. We don't have like coming to college, going home, again coming to college. That is our word. Others. You can say that. I don't say that now. Laying the corpus of income. Corpus. Always have a corpus. Even in your case, you have a corpus. Maybe the value are maintaining. Students may learn some packet money what they do. They put it in the corpus to buy a pet dog to the friend. Here only happened. Those two girls are studying here. Okay? Those two are here studying in this college. They wanted to gift a pet to another classmate. The dog 500 rupees. These people are very smart. Who the college girls? That person is smarter. He gave everything 500 rupees. He wanted these people gave, but the dog did not come. And before nowadays no, because but 10-15 years back he was seen to be a big one. No master. Maybe 20 years back. So, how many days we keep calculating for our estimates and expenses and sphere of activity, place, laying down corpus income, receipts, total of all items of revenue. Here also in college, caution fees will be there, lab fees will be there. So many head of income will be there. We have to separately total it, and the sum total should tally with all these things. Then the grand total. Accrued deliveries into the treasury. Everything has to go to the treasury. What is taken by the king? Certain things are available only to the king. King was enjoying all the powers. And then what is carried forward from last year? Then what is released by a decree order? In that road there was an accident, the entire property has to be taken by the government. Not yet released, to be released. So what is ordered by word of mouth? Sometimes in contingencies we cannot wait for an order to come. Tomorrow Sunday holiday, order will come only on Monday. We cannot wait even for 48 hours. To that extent it is a very issue. This issue is so big. Word of mouth I will take this. I mean that madam whoever is the superintendent. Acquiring proofs on completion of undertaking, reminder of fines, what has to be recovered, what is declared by force, what is used by officers, what must be clear. You need not remember all these things, but what I say, what are the things supposed to come. Why I am saying this is, after 20 minutes or not that much time, maybe in another 5 minutes I will be going to a slide where 40 types of frauds. 40. Embezzlement. Chartered accountants, we also got astonished. We also did not think of to that extent of matter commerce department people you can give an assignment to them, let them find out from English version and read. You give them the assignment. Just like the general assignments when you can give them. Even economics department for the matter. Let them find out from the English version and do. They need not know Sanskrit for the matter. Current outstanding derived from other sources. Okay, these are the types of income. Outstanding, okay, preceding year is also okay, not income derived from other sources, lost and forgotten, fines imposed by employees, extra income imposed on employees, extra income, compensation for loss, gift during calamity. Now also we donated some of the school corona, they asked maybe colleges, they part of the salary was given some. These are all committed gift to the government. Property of a person involved in a riot, property of a issueless person, treasure trove. Issue is not that means the property is taken away by the government. So These are all the areas where loss can occur. So the next point of discussion is students and commerce accounts people may be knowing something is mistaken, the decision making is difficult. Even in chemistry lab, it is like that. Instead of blue color, some light blue K, thick blue K, something like that, our inference will be different. In physics also, instead of this much value, some other value, mistake. See, you can mistake it. But my decision making is not changed, it is not a big mistake. Instead of 8 rupees, is it going to be 90 rupees? I say okay. So the 10% difference is not material. At the same time, if you value answer sheets, something is mistaken. So much of grammar mistake you may come across in English. My English teacher used to say when we are in school, on reading your English paper, my blood pressure goes up. So much grammar mistakes used to be there, but we don't release marks for all those things. Then we cannot give mark at all. It will go into negative. But for 4 grammar mistakes, 1 mark is gone. There are 20 grammar mistakes, 10 marks is 3 for the question. So mistakes is okay, but the decision making behavior should not. You are a teacher, you are listening, you are learning the paper. Your decision should not be changed on the statements. That is not the statement. Maybe a statement, but it is not a material statement. So, if information is to represent faithfully the transactions and other events which it purports to represent, it is necessary that they are accounted for and presented in accordance with their substance. Substance over form. Friends, you are all valuing papers. The paper comes, seem to be very neat, just like what I narrated with all border, this, that, everything. And you are all very smart people, you will not be misguided, you will definitely read what is misguided. Substance. Substance is wrong. Actually, one of the exams, evaluation, instead of income tax paper, corporate law paper came. This person also valued that paper. How come? The value is a department head in one of the good colleges. How come? He said it was in Hindi. The value was from here. All things happen, madam. You also will be knowing from your field. Then why did you give mark? They wanted to call me in Chennai. I was out of station. Madam, you are not there. Anyway, chief examiner said, don't go to the paper. Then it will be a bigger issue. Then another teacher will come, so it is very pass mark. That's from the information comes. One of the papers is missing corporate law. Your tax paper is with us. Already this paper is valued here. No. Madam, when I don't value it properly, definitely will pass mark. Otherwise, you come with a flag, no. I wrote you a fail. Why should I give you the opportunity pass? So, in accordance with their substance and economic reality and not merely their legal form. It is in the format, right? Liability, asset, balance sheet, this, that, even capital generation is there. DVDs of this, that, finally everything is equal to RHS. When it is written later, can we give marks? No, one step is correct, madam, you give me mark. You only ask me, everything is equal to RHS, you should write it there. Yes, I have written, give me mark. Take half a mark. My experience with one of the exams, question was copied. Honestly, 100% true. Question was copied. The marks were taken. In the question, the referee who framed the question gave the answer also there. So, student, I have to be marked because the question is written with comma is that form. And the answer sheet, the guideline answer says for this point of mark, for this point of mark. He is getting 4 or 5 marks out of 10. Nothing can be done. He has written the question only, I know. But at least he wrote the question to get 4 marks, no? Had the paper been blank, I would not have an opportunity to give 4 or 5 marks. So, form is one thing. Substance. Even your teachers would have told you, you also would have told your students, let the handwriting be good, present it well. One boy is not studying towards the exam, he is calling me tonight and asking me, Madam, how to present? I said, first you should study CA, very tough, not tough, but AS or any course for BSc chemistry is also tough, BSc botany is also tough, BS English literature, everything is tough. At that age, everything is tough. Everything is going to teach not today, my mom will do test ABCD, I don't know, I will not do. Same thing here, we say today practical exam is physics, I am afraid of. So, form is one thing, substance is another thing. Both should be right. In accordance with the substance and economic reality and not merely their legal form. Now that the census is being taken, form is known as complete listed. Form is the correct form they should bring, and also we should inform them correctly. Suppose there is one form. This happened, friends. There is one form for deceased. This person is illiterate. The person who comes to us, by mistake, he filled the deceased names in the ration card and word is here in the deceased form. Really happened? I am not ignorant. So, form is one thing, substance is also important. Institute of Foreign Governance, India explains, substance over form in the framework for the preparation and presentation of financial statement. This is in a way gets just with today's concept of materiality. That is, nothing should be overstated, nothing should be understated. This time, I am moving very fast. Internal control is very important. Fines are imposed. I am not going to the detail of this because I have a major thing to discuss. Fine, the different fines are given. Tolerance. Small mistakes are acceptable. They will have the tolerance. They will give you the promotion also. If you are good at honest in your work. Very appreciating point. Partiality was not there much as to the evidence of what we read. What happened beyond this book and all we don't know. In this book, what is it? Partiality was not felt. Treasury. Silver coins, one pana they used to say. There is one pana. Pana is obviously generally panam, but that was a measurement, which was silver coin, but not fully made up of silver. 75% is silver, 25% copper, or some other harder material. And then it is shiny. That's why the gold coins they don't think they are gold coins. They are silver coins with that copper coating. This is the treasury. See that supervisor is standing and he is seeing it. Every job should be with the supervision to reduce errors and frauds. Treasury, and first year I know, and of course all of you know this. Eatalum, Katalum, Vaganalum. Make a formulation, strategy management, formulation. Formulate a way how to correct. Then you implement it. Formulation is not enough, implementation is also equally important. So, Eatalum, Katalum. You have to rather secure it. If you correct it, keep it here and there gone. Then, Katalum, whatever has been secured, that should be divided, distributed. For whom? Deserving. Who are not deserving? Business reason. Of course, without partiality, the book is there. That much we can vouch. Nowhere partiality is seen to be shown. So, interestingly, the homepage of Department of Treasury is the accounts of Government of Tamil Nadu. Now at present, a 2000-year-old, this couplet is only there. This circular is only their couplet. Artisans being chapter 8 of book 2 with these bold messages for the king. All understanding, all undertakings are dependent first on the treasury, therefore he should look to the treasury first. Highest importance is given to the treasury. Now the activities of treasury, that what all will be the income, what all will be the negative nature, like lending, the state may do and not come back, or the state may use the funds for unnecessary things. So that list is there. Separate PhD is possible only on this topic. So big. Only embezzlement in other person can make a PhD thesis. This embezzlement means theft or misappropriation of funds. Placed in one's interest or belonging to one's employer, a form of white-collar crime wherein a person or entity misappropriates the asset entrusted to him or her, defined in the story. Okay. Now, embezzlement is nothing but handling it wrongly. Office car, I am not supposed to use it for a person. I can use it for a person provided it is given in a job letter that you are eligible to use your car at benefits and all given. If it is not there, I am using it for my personal temple trip and writing that I have taken the guest to the temple. That guest is not at all involved in this temple diary. When I am writing, I should think of it, whether that person is capable of going to the temple. The information of these and agency does not even visit temple, but I was able to take that person to temple for 500 rupees. So when something is given to me, they gave this car to me with the trust that I will be using only for myself, official purpose. But what we are doing, what am I doing? That's what the example of embezzlement is. There are many methods available. Teaming and lapping. Any comments here? Teaming and lapping. Give it to A today, don't write anything. Tomorrow give it to B and write it as it give it to A. Where is A's money in my bag? Give it to C, what do you want a difference? You are asking me, madam, I gave you money, you are not written. Oh, sorry, madam, tomorrow I will write. I will write and show her. Your name is written, madam. What do you want to know? She will excuse me. The first person I know, this first person is out of the country, he will not come down. He will not ask me. No email and other things. One full year I will utilize that money. Every one of your names here, I have written. No one can find fault with me. Maximum one day, I will say for everyone, I will say separately sorry. You will think I have done mistake only for you, human error. But I have done for everyone. 365 days over, no, tomorrow inspection. I will put the 10 rupees from my bag and I will write the results in him. I will write yay. Then I will write my mistake. Only one mistake, no, my inspector will give me. But I have not committed one mistake. 365 mistakes, not identified. It is a technique used. Understatement or overstatement of receipt. Friends, understatement, don't think is very honest. Understatement is also wrong. Overstatement is also. For only 40 rupees, I have written 50. Am I a capital institution to give 10? No. I will write 50 here and adjust this 10 with 100 rupees somewhere else. Accounting of unlegal income has realized money has not come. I have written it as it has come. Why did I write? I have some black money inside which I will bring in now. You are thinking, oh, madam is so nice, she has not got money, that A is very poor, madam is helping A. She has put her money for A and written A has given. A has not given money, madam has also not given money, but gold money somewhere sitting somewhere. That is no naughty. Accounting of unrealized income has realized and interchanging rate of income between revenue and capital item in colleges or in the trust. Some of you may be knowing about trust accounts, especially in hospital. Colleges also, but I have done hospital audit. In hospitals, donation for cancer treatment, donation for tuberculosis treatment. They have used it. But whatever has come forward, it should be used only for that. You cannot argue, madam, I did not take it my personal purpose. I used it for this hospital. You used it for this hospital, but not for the cancer treatment. You used it for something else. Then what happened to that money what came here? I used it for something else. That is one joke comes from banana, where is that banana, this banana, that one, this one. college is also like that. Mathematics block, maybe in mathematician's birthday, mathematics block used to be separately constructed. Donation is coming. They cannot use it for chemistry lab also. It should be exclusively for mathematics lab only. So, and interchanging of head of income between revenue and capital items, non-commerce people, but generally capital means something solid, big, will live for many years, house construction capital, purchasing rice and dal, revenue. Revenue means current. You cannot interchange these two. Error of principle, Madam very knowing, rectification of errors, error of principle. Fraud method, lot of methods are there. The audit is related to, Madam, this also I am stating. Madam, can you take up to 100 minutes? Please. This is the fraud they are discussing. And they do not know that somebody is watching. Maybe that person maybe is fine, you don't know. He is also watching, he is like one among you. He is also involved in fraud. So, 40 days of imprisonment. It can be in receipts, it can be in payment, it can be in trading, it can be operations. In operational activity also fraud can take place. Let us not think fraud means only currency. Not currency related. Others are sorry, you should not take that as an example. Anyway, somebody comes home to help us. The money and all, wherever it is kept, it is there. Nothing has happened. But some provision is being, maybe the provision is getting reduced. Let me not even use the word steal, we don't know. Getting reduced. Are you happy that your money is safe? But in kind something has gone. So it can happen in payments, receipts, trading and operations. So what is various areas entered later and vice versa. Already came in March 1st, I am writing in March 31st. I cannot argue in the same month I have written, but the daily accounts are still verified. What ought to be realized is not realized and is converse. What should have come has not come. What should not have come has come. What is collected is shown as not collected and the opposite of not collected, but I have written as if I have collected. What is collected I have not written. I am trying to adjust both the figures. What collected in part is entered as collected. Only 50 rupees I have collected, but I have written it as 400 collected. I have collected from A. A is asked, did you give money to madam? Yes. If he asks how much money, the next point will be identified. He gave me only 50, but I have written 500 or 400. I have written more. Don't think any revenue more is good. Any revenue more you have to be very careful. Than expenditure. What is collected in part is entered as collected in full, and what is collected in full is entered as collected in part. I collected fully, but I am writing part by part. She gave me 1,000 rupees. Today I am writing 100, tomorrow 200, day after tomorrow 300. What did I do? Till I complete that account, I am using that money. No one knows it. When she is asking me, madam, I gave you 1,000 rupees, the computer says 1,000. Computer says 1,000, but dates. What is collected in one sort, while what is entered is of another sort. I collected for some books, I am collecting it for books, and I am writing it for materials. Specifically, document you write it very specifically. These are the ways in which Arthashastra says the cross and capital. What is realized by one source is realized from another. We got it from one source, but we are writing it from. We got it from one trust, ABC trust, but I have written it as PQR trust. Trust will come only, but I have not written the name of ABC. I have written PQR, which is wrong. Wrong in the sense money is maybe okay. Kind-wise, does not mean there is substance. What is payable is not paid. I am not supposed to pay to A, but A is paid, directly I have paid. What is payable is not paid, and what is not payable is paid. I am not supposed to give him, but I have given him. I am supposed to give him, but I when you sit and write, you will get all the things. Paid, not paid in time. What is paid is not paid, and what is not paid is paid, not paid in time or paid untimely. Deyam Tattam, Adeyam Tattam, Kalena Tattam, Akavale Tattam. So when it is supposed to be given, at that time it should be given. Small gifts shown as large gifts, and large gifts are made to look like small gifts. Diamond. No one knows the value, and only few people know. Collected diamond, writing white stones collected. 500 rupees. I am telling everybody today about white stone. 500 rupees. This diamond, taken. I have written in front of you only he wrote. It is white in color. I have written white stones. Small gifts shown as large gifts. Large gifts are made to look like small gifts. Alpam dattam bahu kritam. Bahu dattam alpam kritam. Either way. See the next one. What is literally of one sort, while what is literally of another sort. The real Dhoni is one, while the person entered as Dhoni is another. Dhoni is also changed something. Dhoni is also changed. I am giving to somebody, and some other name is coming here. After I am getting the receipt, I gave to Satyam. Satyam has given me. I gave to Satyam hospital. But they have taken it in Satyam some other trust. So there is a possibility for exchanging. What has been taken into the treasury is removed, while what has not been credited is shown as it. It has come into the treasury. Some worker has taken it and gone. No one knows it. No CCTV camera. Instead of red spice were there, but other internal controls were there. Those CCTV camera was not there. They could identify through different methods. Raw materials which are not paid are entered, while those that are paid are not entered. And raw materials come. 5 minutes. Shall I take 5 minutes? 5 minutes. And aggregate is scattered in pieces, and the scattered items are converted into aggregate. Full thing, if it is made into small pieces, that is also wrong. Small pieces are taken as a lump, that is also wrong. So, maybe I have covered around 30-35. Number of nights increase because the salary of night workers will be different from day workers, so that should not be altered. Year not in harmony with the months. That I told you that 12 months, 30 months, 30 days, 29 days, 30 days. Inconsistency on the transaction, misrepresentation of source of income, inconsistency in giving charities, like that it goes. And one more thing we heard is control. This is mass, and I am just reading out only a few items because of Mukha Vishamaha, Kavika Vishamaha, that is the work. One worker is doing, another worker's name is written, and then Nirvatana Vishamaha, that performance, Pinta Vishamaha, sum, that the sum is not properly made, Vardhana Vishamaha, quality interchange. Quality text says that 100 count, 80 count, 70 count will be there. That quantity, that group is changed will be there. Arga Vishamaha, right? Mana Vishamaha, weight, Mapana Vishamaha, measurement, Bhajana Vishamaha, the content. Like that, there are 40 items, and investigation is also there. That I have put it in a chart. Entire 40 is carried like this. Price wise, what can be discrepancy, carried, performed, payment, the 7 items, opposite 5 items. This we discussed in different pattern. Same thing. If you want, you can take a photo of this and use it for any other thing also. Because it's my personal work which I did for a long time and group date like this, it can be used. So we forward. This is that spy, one who is standing there. So again, that spy is given qualifications of the spy. He has to be a qualified person, he should know what the art is, he should know about all frauds. Then only he can be a spy. So this is what about their salary, they are given good salary. They have to avoid misappropriation, general information. Don't allow them to work together, give transfers, those things. That's what. So, can we complete? Then, okay, press. So anything you want to ask me, email it to me, friends. I'll be more happy to get in touch with you on these topics. So my email ID is quite simple, sriniketan@gmail.com. So even if you type my name, previously it used to come, now I don't go much to the computers, but my name used to appear all the time first, and you write my name also. So anything related to Arthasastra or accounts, something you want to have for your reference also, you can ask me. Thank you so much, madam, for having given me this opportunity. Thank you very much to all the participants. Post-lunch session very difficult. Anyway, you all could manage it. In your Loyola, 1 year training was there for BSNL employees. So morning to evening, 15 days from all over India. I was one of the faculties, 4 faculties. All the time my class used to be post-lunch. They said, madam, you only did not allow them to sleep. So your session be throughout the post-lunch. I asked why morning you give me so that I finish. No, post-lunch. That is the feedback students have given. So I thought, okay, let me take on to the post-lunch session. Thank you very much, madam. I thank every one of you, madam. I do not know the names and other things, but I could appreciate all of you, including the person who was very helpful to take our memories later.